I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living."
That's an interesting question, because when I was a junior in high school, it was the first time I've ever been exposed to fine dining, and that was at the main dining room at the Greenbrier. One of my chefs from a Pro Start class had brought me here. So that was like the first time I ever heard of the Greenbrier, everything like that. And then when I went to college, I had worked for, my instructor was a Greenbrier graduate. So then the way I saw him work and move throughout the kitchen, I was like, I want to be like that whenever I get older type deal, But I guess it's just the influence of different people, different experiences with the Greenbrier is what made me want to come here. That's I think one of the biggest challenges is just, sometimes you just gotta tuning out all the other stuff and crap that's going on in your life or that's going on in the kitchens. Like, there's 1,000 people out there wanting to tell you how to do things, trying to pick which people you listen to or what you do. Sometimes it's hard to say, I'm going to do this, but instead, at the end of the day, it's your program, so you have to make all those decisions for yourself. I mean, that's one of the hardest parts for me. I don't know if you really call it success, but like seeing how I am now versus how I was 3 years ago is like completely night and day. Like for instance, last night I was working at Prime. When I first started at the hotel, I could barely hold down one station, and now I can work 2 stations and teach somebody all at the same time. So that's one of those things where it's like, wow, it's night and day difference. My biggest advice would be 2 things. First off, take notes, pay attention, listen, take pictures. I wish I had more pictures. And the second thing is, don't focus on the medals. Yeah, the medals are nice and all, but at the end of the day, you should be more worried about putting up great food. If you put up great food, then the medals will come, Don't go chasing after that medal, because at the end of the day also, it's just gonna either hang on your wall or sit in a drawer. You're not gonna get any financial gain or anything like that necessarily out of getting a silver or bronze or a gold medal. It's just a piece of metal, that's all it is, After finishing, I plan on staying on at the Greenbrier for a couple years, and then I'm really looking into competing more and going after certifications through the ACF and just kind of continually setting goals for myself to make myself a better culinarian.
Without consistency, you'll never finish. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances.
Well, I interned here for a summer to do my pastry internship for school because I needed one, and I'd already done my savory one at the sporting club, so I wanted to go somewhere different. And then I just saw them working all the time, and they did a couple showings in the back, and it kind of sparked my interest just to see the things that they were making. And then so I just asked about it and I explained it, and I helped Mary for a while she was a junior, while I was here. And then I came back. Probably transitioning from listening to whatever someone else needs, be at their beck and call and do whatever they need, and then figuring out how to work with a large group of people and understand their personalities and try to get them to work better for you. Probably just the overall management of things. I've learned how to keep track of things better and how to accomplish a lot of things in one day instead of I'm just gonna work on this one thing. But now I can figure out how to get a whole team to work on things for me, to try their best whenever they do things, but not to get too mad at the other people they're working with, because like we're all tired. We all sometimes don't know what we're doing. We're just trying to figure it out together. So just leave that at work and then go home and live your personal life, and then you come to work. Well, I know I want to stay in pastry, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm gonna stay here for like a year and then figure it out.
The fruit of everything good in life begins with a challenge. Everything is a pill that's worthwhile. And it's not going to come to you, and it's not going to fall in your lap, and it's not going to be something that, oh my God, it just was so simple. It's always going to be difficult. If you want it, you gotta go get it.
What made me decide to do the program? So one of my closest mentors is Chef Thomas Grant. He's a culinary graduate of 2000, and he was my culinary school teacher, and he gave me the motivation to come here. I saw how successful he was, and I really wanted to be like him. Biggest challenge? Probably the senior year, facing it yourself, because it's a lot more responsibility. Your sophomore, junior year, you know, you have someone to lean on. And a senior. Your senior year, it's just really up to you. And just facing those obstacles, you know, that was probably the hardest part, doing it all yourself. Definitely leadership. I would say the Greenbrier Apprentices, you come here, you may not be a leader, but you leave a leader, because all the outlets you work at, all the opportunities you have to lead kitchens, and I would say that's my biggest growth, leaving here being a leader. That's a tough one. I would have to say, keep your head down, yes chef. And as long as you do that, you'll learn. Keep your head down and stay motivated. My future goals are to continue with certification. And I would someday like to try out for the Culinary Olympics. It's one of my next goals. And yeah, just become a better chef.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
I didn't start cooking until I was 21, and I kind of felt like I was behind in the game, and I was working in Atlanta and going to culinary school, but I just felt like I wasn't learning quickly enough, and through a friend of a friend, I heard about the apprenticeship program and how you can pack so many years of experience into a 3-year program, so I decided that I wanted to check it out. It's just a really aggressive, fast-paced program. I mean, you have to push through boundaries that you subconsciously set for yourself, like how many hours are you willing to work in a day? How little sleep can you get? And then you just have to overcome those obstacles and push yourself past your limit, and then you find yourself setting new limits and you just keep overcoming them. That's the biggest thing, even more so than cooking. I've just seen so much growth in myself as a person with confidence and, you know, leadership and organization. And my biggest successes are when I, put up a plate that I'm proud of, or when I get to teach, a J1 something new, something I might not have known 3 years ago, and just growing and coming into myself as a leader and a culinarian. Just be willing to dive into the program and set your comfort aside and just go hard and push yourself and see how much you can accomplish, because 3 years really isn't that long in the grand scheme of things, and you'll learn so much if you're willing to just put it all out there. My goals in the future are just to keep progressing, keep learning new things, keep climbing the ranks at whatever restaurant I may be at in the future. I'd like to go back to college and finish my degree, and just keep growing as a person. These 3 years have shown me how much I can grow. I can only imagine how much more I can grow in the future.
Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you got. And when you fall throughout life, remember this: fall forward.